What's up, everybody? This is SOS here.
And this is Sly Elsewhere.
And we're here on
The Apocalypse Bros.
And we're back with the Apocalypse Bros.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, what's up? Talk to us.
What's up?
Well, that's really cool. Awesome. So we're going to give you...
Was that like a Dora Explorer thing? Say swipe or
Yeah,
no
yeah.
swiping.
It's interactive. And yeah. Should we like get the map out?
Yeah.
I'm the
Is that
map. Is that a
I'm the map.
copyright
I'm the map.
thing?
I'm the sap.
I'm
the
Anyways, we're here to talk to you about the post-apocalyptic world that we live in. Again, as per the usual, we've got some news coming at you. Shoot, I'll hit them with the first one if you're cool with that.
Good.
We got headlines. Oh, and also, well, you know what? We're going to tell you a little bit about more what we're going to be talking about here in a second. You can sit down. You can wait. Be patient.
Relax.
We're going to get to it. Let me give you some stuff beforehand.
Make like an ice cube and chill.
And don't melt, though. Don't melt. We want you alive. So, first headline, Jeff Bezos continues to be the richest man in the post-apocalypse with a net value of over 145.1 billion plies worth of toilet paper.
That's multiple plies.
That is multiple. He might have some of that in double ply, single ply. I hear there's triple ply.
He's got that in his vault.
Some people say it's a myth.
It's
But if anyone's got it, Jeff Bezos got it.
It's triple ply in the vault, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Now, I don't know if Amazon is still running, but he is still the richest man. So he's got something up his sleeve.
Very true.
That's right. All right. Sly, what's our other headline for the day?
Number 2, or dose.
If you speak Spanish.
Deuce.
Not if you speak Spanish on that one.
The Sanitation Union wants to remind everyone to participate in this year's census. You can do so by visiting any nearby Sanitation Union office, or if your village or town has one, your Sanitation Union representative's office. Additionally, you can send in your census information to the Sanitation Union by delivery, which we will talk about here shortly, with our special guest.
Our special guest.
Remember, there are a number of important reasons for why you should be counted in the census.
That's right.
One of the biggest, however, is that it affects how much toilet paper is actually sent to your particular village or town, which goes towards Sanitation Union services as the governed outhouse, public schools of the wasteland, and paying the Rona Roamers or Corona Corpses Special Forces Unit. So that's the biggest reason. Another additional reason is to make sure that you have the backup supplies that you will need, not necessarily just toilet paper, but other things, such as window dressings. Now, I know what you're thinking. Window dressings, why is that important? If you don't have a good night's sleep, how are you going to be able to work in your indentured servitude, not slaving, indentured servitude, because we're all paying something.
There's a difference.
And so the Sanitation Union really wants to make sure you have that. So they really want you to have those supply. And in the apocalypse, with the ever global warming, the sun actually stays out longer and longer. It's like a nuclear summer instead of a nuclear winter. So we really want to make sure that we get those window dressings up, make sure that we get some good sleep, so that we can not only work in our indentured servitude and really make sure we're benefiting not just ourselves but everyone else around us. But we also want to make sure that we're going to be able to be rested, prepared, and strong for when it comes to having to fight off any Rona Roamers or Corona Corpses that come our way.
That's right. And it's important to have those like thick, heavy window curtain type deals. Helps keep that coolness in inside your house and things like that.
Especially if you live in a bunker like us.
Yeah, that's right. Because
extra thick. Although
heat rises, it also is a very enclosed space and very secure space, and just a lot of heat builds up in there.
Hoo-ha.
Yeah, it's hot. Hoo-hot.
Hoo-ha. Trademark pending. Wait.
I mean, they don't have it anymore, right?
Yes.
Like,
yep.
I haven't seen it
they went from temporary closing to officially closing.
That's right.
We're taking that. I think like we talked about last week, the stir fry ninjas.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they
they've changed.
Yeah, they've taken over.
Now we just talked about the Rona Romer or Coronacorpses
Yep.
Special Forces Unit,
Coronacorpse.
which is actually a new thing that's been instigated by the Sanitation Union.
Yes.
Which is really interesting. Like I said, they fight. Again, if you haven't heard episode 2 where we talk about the Rona Romers and or Coronacorpses, depending on your preferred term, I feel like a lot of people really went for Rona Romers.
I feel like it was really Coronacorpses was the
Really?
strong. Yeah,
You think
I really
they had
feel
the
like
strong?
that seemed like it. I mean, even our guests that we've had on and talked about, they really. I mean, think about our conspiracy Bill, if you will.
Yes.
We won't want to say his actual name for the podcast right now, but
Rusty Buckets?
yeah. Well,
I thought that was his fake name.
well,
Wait, was Bill his real name?
well.
Will?
My sanitation union sources have advised me not to say much more than that.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
They have deemed me saying conspiracy Bill is as close as I can get.
Conspiracy Bill.
Conspiracy Bill, CB, as he's known out the world.
So again, make sure that you are sending in those census documents so the Sanitation Union can count you down, find out more about you. Also, it's great for us because now, granted, again, as we mentioned before, we're not sponsored by the Sanitation Union in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
But we are good friends with them, and we occasionally will associate with them. And I think it's really nice that they're actually willing to share some of the contact information with us that they received from the census so that we can better help our audience and reach out a little bit further into the apocalypse.
Exactly. And remember, the census motto is taking the census makes sense for us.
That's right, it does. Now, we mentioned before that because the wasteland is the way it is, you can't send in like online forms and things like that anymore. The Sanitation Union has really been pairing with what is now the go-to delivery system inside of the wasteland / post-apocalypse. And this delivery system, I mean, they go on all fronts. They'll deliver you food. They'll deliver purchases to some extent. They'll deliver, whatever's resources, whatever's available. They'll deliver it. Obviously, you have to pay them for it, but they'll deliver it. So we're really excited because today we have a guest star on that is from this delivery service. And he's going to tell us a little bit about that delivery service, how you can, get involved in it or use it, how much it costs to use it, all the great juicy details, because a lot of people have actually been wondering. I think we even got a question in not too long ago from one of our listeners about how do I do this kind of stuff? Like we had somebody ask about finances, which we've talked a little bit about. Go buy and sell stuff with toilet paper. That's how it works. But this person was asking, how do I get something from point A to point B without actually having to do it myself?
Right.
With all the raiders and the Rona Romers out there, it's just too dangerous to always have to be going and doing stuff yourself. Plus, what if it's got to go a long ways? You don't have time for that. Just because you want to go send a box of rat brownies to your grandma doesn't, or get some from your grandma. Grandma's not going to make that whole trip all the way across wherever to get to you.
And don't be hating on them rat brownies.
Oh, dude, they're good.
If you ain't tried it, you're missing out.
I had a rat. I think it was a filet mignon.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
It's filleted when they're young.
What is the mig part? How's that work in there?
French.
It's M-I-G.
French
I know how
for
it's
young.
spelled.
Mignon.
Mignon. Anyways, that's what I had for dinner. It was one that I had been raising. I didn't catch it or anything.
Mignon, more like big yawn, am I right?
Oh, hey, we're talking about food.
Boom.
But yeah, no, it was delicious. Anyways, our guest, yes, he is from the delivery service. He's actually going to tell us if there's like a name for this delivery service, how people are referring to it. I don't know.
I heard he used to live in Canada.
Really?
Yes, that's what I heard.
And he's come here.
Yes.
We're in Iowa.
Right.
In the
middle of the
wasteland.
country.
I mean, it really doesn't even matter anymore.
I've heard it's about 24 hours drive and 38 hours by horse. And
which is his preferred method of travel.
And I don't know how long it takes to walk. So let's hope his horse was healthy the whole way.
That's right, and had water and food.
Yes.
Other than rats, I don't think horses eat rats.
They can actually. Horses can eat small rodents
I could see it.
Especially when they're in packs. If they don't have any other food, they're not necessarily just a omnivore. So they are not just a herbivore. They can be an omnivore at some point. So,
interesting. Would they eat human?
I suppose if it was decomposed and small enough, probably not live. You'd have to have some sort of crazy human. Although it is the apocalypse, so anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Maybe
So,
if they got the
anyways,
corona.
without further ado, here is our guest who's going to introduce himself by special request, although we've done that before,
Yeah.
and that was by accident, admittedly. And so here he is.
Hello, thanks for having me. I am Rick, Ricky Quick, and my friends call me Quick Rick. So, yes, we don't really have a name because we've kind of comprised of all our post delivery services that we no longer could decide on what the name should be. So if you just see us, we're just a delivery service. But the pay, well, the pay's the problem with the job is it's very high risk. So you have to weigh your life in with what the goods you have to offer us. We have with the sanitation union, we have a little give and take there. We use them and they use us.
Little quid pro quo, as it's known
Yes.
in the legal world.
We gotta say, us delivery men walking out in the sun all day like our showers. So we definitely need to be clean.
Yes.
Trust me. If you wanted to be locked in a room with a delivery man without a shower for a week or a Rona roamer,
No.
you're gonna pick the Rona roamer. I can guarantee that.
Now,
So,
the biggest thing with that as well, which makes your job even that more hazardous, is smell, especially bad smells, because obviously rotting bodies and stuff make for a good food source for Rona roamers or Corona corpses. So I would imagine being a delivery person, don't want to be gender specific, obviously. I'm sure both sexes can do it just as well. But I imagine that must be really, really a big risk that you take with that smell.
definitely, especially one of my favorite defense tactics, high risk, high reward, is Crisco, so you can slip away. So
yes.
out in the sun, I smell like supple meat for the Rona roamers. So
Hot,
it
sizzling
brings them
bacon.
in, but I yet can somewhat slip away easier. So it is at your own discretion. If you feel the need, use it, but know that they're going to be coming.
So is there about the Crisco, is there a certain method or technique or a perfect amount to use?
Enough till you just glisten with the sun.
Listening, of course, yes.
So one of the big things that we've been delivering is obviously people's food and the sanitation union. We have paper products that we help them deliver. We have had to drop all the non-essentials. A big one is handwritten memes. We do not have time for that. We can leave that to pigeons or horses or
Yes. Thus
not men.
Thus the slapping onto the horses that we've talked about.
Yes.
They will not accept your memes. Do not try to dress it up as a letter to grandma. They are very sneaky, and they know how to catch that stuff.
We are busy people, and we have too much to worry about. And we're always looking for new hires because this job, like I said, is not for the faint of heart. You will certainly not last too long, and if you do, well, have mercy on your soul.
I hear it's got a high overturn, but not necessarily because of people being fired or quitting.
No, or retiring for that matter.
At least not by choice.
No, not by choice. So, with as we all know, the Rona roamers, they are quite dangerous, and we have raiders and gangs. One gang that we no longer have to deal with are the people who were stimulus handlers. They just sat around waiting for checks. Those people have gone away now that money is no longer a thing. So,
It was a very short-lived gang there.
but
Flash in the pan, if you will.
a very big challenge we have on top of the Rona roamers is trying to stay discreet with packages we are handling because it makes us a high priority for robberies. So that's another, I guess you could say, perk of working with the sanitation union is their underground system. For certain areas, we can stay covert while moving things around.
Makes sense. Now, you said it was high risk. Is it high reward?
If you're looking for the finer things, like I said, we can barter with what we do. I mean, we can ask for the like something to bathe in. You can be clean. I know how much everyone likes to feel clean, and the cleaning in the dirty swamps and rivers every 3 months does not cut it.
Our producer, Anthony the raccoon, says that there's nothing wrong with bathing in dirty swamps.
For some do not mind it. I adore Anthony and his commitment to bathing in dirty water and swamps, but for me, it does not work so well.
Sorry, Anthony.
Is there any other questions that you can think of?
Yeah, so how would a wasteland survivor out there, how would they recognize one of you guys that do your deliveries from this delivery squad? Let's call it the delivery squad. How would they recognize you as opposed to just, a wanderer or like a member of the wandering gang like
Yes.
we talked about our last episode, or even just like another survivor out in the wasteland? Do you guys have like a sort of a uniform or something along those lines?
Like I said before, we try to stay discreet. Some of the things you can do, like I said, with the union that we work with, they we had to get rid of drop boxes, but now we have manholes that you can lower your things into.
I'm sorry, you have what?
Manholes.
Oh, okay.
So you can drop your product down into,
Yes.
because if you put it in a drop box, people will just, they're all gone now. They all torn them up, ripped them open, stole the goods out of them. Can no longer use them. We can't trust people.
I imagine when you drop your products into manholes, you have to be very gentle so not to damage the manhole or your product.
Oh yes, the echo could be quite loud if you drop it too hard. So,
Are there different size manholes, or they are pretty much the same?
there are pretty standard manholes. We try to keep them up to a good code of condition. We don't want them to be too worn out. They need to be clean and pristine and tight.
Now, if you get a package that is just too large to fit in the manhole, what do you do? Can you grease up the manhole? Like, do you take it out of the packaging, or what do you do if you get a package that's just too large?
You can always drop a smoke signal.
Ah.
And we rotate the colors so we don't get trapped based
Makes
on
sense.
people using last week's colors to call us in when they don't have anything they need to deliver and just try to rob us. So
Good point.
for those big packages that some manholes just can't take, you can leave a smoke signal.
Good to know. Good to know.
Man, smoke signals are becoming really, really popular
Oh my
in the
goodness.
apocalypse. Our last guest star, Anthony, got him based on smoke signal,
Yep.
and now the delivery system's kind of running a little bit on smoke signal.
Yeah.
It's
I feel like Anthony was really the pioneer here.
I feel like he kind of was. This is kind of amazing. I'm amazed a raccoon has really influenced the
Well, it's,
wasteland so much.
Incidents turn into the realities. It's
Things
amazing.
things from the past become extinct, and then they reappear and become the thing of the future. Apparently,
Yeah, art.
amazing how that works.
Art imitating life, or whatever they're saying.
Something like that. I don't know. It's bizarre. No, that's interesting. What kind of vehicles do you guys use as far as this goes? I know cars are kind of 50-50. Every now and then you might find one that's still running, although they're becoming less and less, it seems like, every day. How do you guys get around and get your packages delivered?
Yes, as most of our vehicles are super old and most of them don't run anymore, and quite frankly give off too much noise for the Rona roamers. We usually, if express deliveries, we use horses. Sometimes if it's not too far, or if the item we're carrying isn't too big, we can just go by foot. We also will use the underground system for the more discreet and more pricey items that we need to deliver for extra security. But yes, we just rely on our own feet.
You guys ever use like bikes and scooters?
Oh, most certainly, most certainly. Those are very handy for. You can get around much quicker. Like I said, our old vehicles were too loud. These are obviously a nice quiet source. They don't require food like a horse would, so you can just grab it and go, and you can just drop them if you ever are getting overwhelmed by Rona roamers, or kind of use that as we don't put too much emphasis on our bicycles, so if we ever get held up, we can just try and give raiders our bikes instead of our product that we've been paid to deliver.
What about Heelys?
Now Heelys, those are just a hot commodity. We cannot get those as frequently. A couple people, I can't say who, have some, and one guy did have them. He was clearly an amateur when using them. He twisted his ankle, and Rona roamers got him. And now there is a Rona roamer with Heelys out there somewhere. So be careful.
That's the extra zoomies we've been talking about. That's wow.
That'd be what I'd be scared of. See, we talked about how like, oh, nothing to worry about as long as you got some Heelys and your flamethrower spray and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but like,
if you got a zombie that's in
I mean,
Heelys, that's extra fast.
Do you think we could coin that term now? Like Rona roamers with Heelys on are called zombies. Right. That's how it is.
Or Roombas.
That also works really well.
They're rolling around.
Oh no! Now we have another debate. Would you guys rather have them called zombies or Roombas?
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Hit us
Tell
up.
us what you think. So, well, awesome. So, it sounds like, I mean, all things considered, it's a pretty good job. It's a pretty good gig. Very dangerous.
Sounds like there's not a whole lot of pay, but like he's saying, there's a lot of benefits as far as the bartering between him and the sanitation union, having a good relationship there. Being a very essential service. I mean, if people aren't getting their packages, people aren't getting their tax dollars, sanitation union isn't getting their cut. It's just bad business for everybody.
That's right.
Now, one of the things I was wondering, Quick Rick, as your friends call you, May.
Oh, of course, you're a friend here, aren't we?
We're all friends. Friend of the sanitation union is a friend of ours. Do you not necessarily get monetary rewards, but do you get a reward of satisfaction for doing a job well done and a job that people rely on?
Yes, there's definitely been times where my job, when I knew where the odds were stacked against me and you come out on top, it definitely has its there's a very self-worth that you make a difference, and there's something that you have that people not only require but sometimes especially need.
Oh yeah, definitely. I believe that. Makes it a little bit easier to get away from the corona corpses when you got that going on.
Oh, absolutely.
You say, I can't die. I have a purpose. I have a passion for delivery.
You can't hurt me. I'm invincible.
I'm invincible.
I'm passionate.
I think that's what happened to the Healy guy that twisted his ankle.
That's right. He did not have the passion.
He didn't. His ankles didn't.
That's for sure. It was like, I'm not really into holding this dude up anymore. I think I'm just gonna. That's how it goes.
Weak ankles make weak men.
All these athletes out there that ever twisted their ankles or anything like that. That was it. All the elderly people, when their backs give out, that's their back just being like, I'm not really into this anymore. Yeah. I've been doing this for like 60, 70 years, and it's not fun anymore.
Back's just like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Stay home.
I'm not getting paid for this anymore.
Very true. Yeah. So old people stay at home.
Sorry, old people, stay at home.
Unless you want to be Corona corpse food.
Or a Corona corpse.
Yeah.
That'd be awkward.
Yeah,
and gross. That's like extra gross. Is that rude? Does that mean to say that?
Hip.
I've offended our audience, some portion of it now.
Yeah, so we have a large elderly audience.
That's right, we do.
That's what the statistics are showing.
Yep. And now I've just
run the data.
Now they're gonna be like, man, we really like that Sly Elsewhere guy. We're not really into SOS. He's a jerk with his long hair and it blocking out his eyes. Can't even see his eyes. He's got shifty eyes under there, and he talks bad about us old people.
He's got shifty eyes.
Hate that guy. Can't stand him. What does that even stand for?
I don't know. Screw ourselves.
Other
seniors.
Somethings. I don't know.
Or screw other seniors.
That's what my name stands for.
Screw old seniors, especially.
Screw old seniors. Not just regular seniors.
Old seniors.
It's like, it's advanced seniors.
Not the ones that get their discount toilet paper. But
that's
the ones
right.
That are are way past that.
You know, my mom actually just got one step closer to being able to take advantage of that senior discount recently.
The DTP, the discount toilet paper.
That's right. That's right. It's an exciting time.
Are you down with DTP?
I'm down with it. I feel like she wasn't as down with it as we were making it out to be. She was a little bit bothered by the fact that we were making such a thing out of it. And I said, dude, you're the lucky one. You're going to get discounted toilet paper 2-ply. Well, whatever the case, we want to thank our guest star, Quickie Ricky, Rickster the Quickster.
Rick Star, the Quick Star.
The Quick Star. For being on our podcast on this episode of Apocalypse Bro and telling us a little bit about the delivery system. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Any closing
you head out?
Like I said, we're always just looking for people because, as we've mentioned before, the turnover rate is high. I don't want to. I mean, we hinted why, but just forget why I said it. It's a high turnover rate. Just come out, just get some shoes on, and just try it out. See if you like it, and you get that first delivery in. Should go well for you, and I can't wait to receive my bag of trash. Recycled goods. Sorry, Anthony. Recycled goods, gifts, recycled gifts.
Anthony has just handed me a note here and says, "Suck it, Rick."
Suck it, Rick.
Really good penmanship for
yeah, I know. Did we teach him that?
I have not.
He taught us how to do the smoke signals, and he already knew how to write.
He's impressive.
This is an incredible raccoon we have.
It was amazing.
We're talking you up there.
What a
Anthony.
producer find we got.
It's fantastic. And he produces a podcast.
Somehow, yeah.
He's gotten us guest stars before. I don't know how he does. He makes our merchandise.
And he still has rabies bouts.
He does. He does. It's just it flares up sometimes. It's terrible. So, but yeah, no, Ricky definitely. I mean, he jumped the gun a little bit, but yeah, sure enough, we got to get him some merch. Do we have any specific merch that we're going to send him today?
Oh, we got some good merch today. So Anthony has found and made. So he's made one. You get two different things today. You're getting a jersey.
Ooh.
An SOS jersey, officially signed, sealed, and delivered to you from Anthony.
Looks like he wrote something on that last second underneath SOS. I think
it. Can we say that on air?
No, it says, "Screw our seniors."
Oh, well.
What a jerk.
Well,
it's not what it stands for, and it's in Sharpie now, which sucks.
He's in the corner laughing.
He is in the corner. I see that. Hey, we need a new SOS. It can't have this on there. People are going to see this.
It's the only one we have.
He's not budging.
Please cross it out quickly.
Yeah, just scribble, erase. I don't know.
Wait.
Use dry erase marker.
Yes.
If you find a dry erase marker, it can get the Sharpie off. Yeah.
So anyway, you got that jersey. Anthony made that himself. It's only got one armhole, and the head hole is raccoon size. So maybe you have a doll or something, or maybe like some sort of apocalyptic.
That's going to be our next product. Line. We're going to wait for another guest that would totally be all for that, and we're going to send him home with some apocalyptic.
Yeah, we got a lot of that. We haven't found anyone quite yet for it.
Yeah.
Even Catherine Calvo was not. We tried to give it to her. And
she tried it, and then she was like, "Nah, I don't like it."
Could be because it's.
Well, no, she said it. She said it like this. She said, "Oh yeah, I don't think I'm going to take that with me." There.
Yeah, that's
something along those lines.
But so you have an SOS jersey, and then you have a gently used Sly Elsewhere jersey.
Oh, does this one fit?
This one is an actual jersey.
Oh, okay.
But Anthony just uses claws to scratch in Sly Elsewhere. So even though he has great penmanship, he decided to use his claws because it seemed more real. So it's very holy, a little bit scratchy.
It's holy.
Might want to wash it. Anthony said you should wash it in a dirty swamp. So you can do that if you want. But those are your two jerseys that you're getting sent home with today.
Lucky. You're going to have to find a recipient for one of those two. I don't know if you can wear both or if you want to wear both. Sounds like a way to get sweaty.
Like one-legged dog or something. You can put the little other one on.
I've met a three-legged dog. I've never met a one-legged dog.
Yeah, it's very tough. You have to have like one in the middle of the body. Which in the apocalypse, you jump in one of those swamps, jump into the wrong swamp.
That's true. You're going to lose some legs.
Losing some legs and growing out of
That's
your
right.
stomach.
You're going to have to put that dog on a backpack like Yoda or something.
Yeah. Or if you get out in that acidic rain sometime.
That's right. And speaking of Yoda, we do have a special... That's a big hint. I was going to say, we have a special, secret surprise episode coming up. That'll be coming out this upcoming Monday on May the 4th, which is another big hint to the episode. So make sure you keep an ear out for that.
Dun, 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 dun. Trademark. Dun, 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 dun.
We don't own the rights to that song.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
All rights are owned by Disney and Star Wars Enterprise and Lucasfilms.
Dun, 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 dun.
Please don't sue us. Usually they don't if you do that.
Yeah, if you just, they could just say yeah.
You got to be really like beg for it.
But we would like
Well,
to make,
beg against.
we would like to make money off of that.
That's right. Yeah, let us monetize, but don't sue us. But yeah, so
We're
make sure,
just so poor.
make sure you guys keep an ear out for that, and you'll be hearing an awesome, fun episode next week. This episode wasn't fun, but this next one will be. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, thanks
No.
for listening to this one.
We want to again thank Rickster Quickster
Wickster, Crickster.
for coming on and being a part of this and telling us a little bit about the delivery system because it's a huge part of this post-apocalyptic world.
huge.
Yeah, it's so big. Oh my gosh. Couldn't fit that in a manhole. And then of course, to finish things off for the episode, we're gonna give you guys a little bit of a survival tip.
Survival
So
tip.
today we're gonna be talking a little bit about kind of just giving an overview of a couple ideas we came up with for some really easy apocalypse recipes.
Recipe.
Recipes.
Recipes.
It started to sound like
Just imagine I did the hand. With the
yeah,
thing.
yeah, with the circle
Mhm.
thing and sound like the vampire dude from Sesame Street.
Recipe number one.
Number one. Now, all three of these recipes are kind of based on the same concept, which is that you're out there.
Is it rodents?
Uh,
Based in rodents?
Could be. It could be actually. So you're out there, you're scrounging for ingredients. You find a bunch of just random stuff. Like there's no promise you're gonna find a nice fat juicy wrap that you can eat. There's no promise you're gonna find some corn on the cob just happen to be growing wild outside of what used to be a thriving farm.
Right.
We're from Iowa, so
Or if you-
that's
you
why
know,
we bring up corn.
Never know if you're going to find one of those swamps with any ROUSs in them.
That's right. You never know if that mushroom that you picked up is actually safe to eat or will kill you.
Right.
Or will get you insanely high.
Might as well just go for it. That's 2 out of 3.
That is 2 out of 3 that is safe. That's very true. Although you get really sick after that, I think, getting high
That's true.
from the mushrooms. I don't know that for a fact. Maybe it's like how many
Well,
times. Maybe you got to build up a immunity to it,
Ooh.
to the sick part. So maybe you should eat it
Yeah. Just go for it.
in little bits.
Little bits.
Maybe a little bit.
Bit by bit.
So anyways, these recipes are all kind of based on the concept that, hey, here's my post-apocalyptic fridge sitting here in my bunker. It doesn't work. I just keep my food in there for,
Storage purposes.
storage
Right.
purposes.
Yeah,
And
right.
it kind of just feels right.
Anthony can't get at it as much.
That's right. We
Unless
do put a
Alfred
lock
will.
on ours.
Yep.
Yeah, he looks mad. He does not like the fact that we mentioned that. So you go to your fridge and you're like, what do I got? You got just kind of a mismatch of things. That's okay because we've got some ideas that we feel like would help you out just using those ingredients that you happen to have at the time, throw them together, make something.
Exactly.
So here we go. All right. First of all, and this is kind of based on a little bit of something, but so are they all. I mean, I guess they all are.
Every recipe borrows. From
It's
another
all
recipe.
got that one thing that you gotta have.
Yep.
In this case, and hopefully we have 3 different recipes here, so hopefully you have at least one of these 3 things. First one, fried rice. You can make fried rice with anything.
Anything.
All you need is, and granted you could have a vegetarian one, I suppose, but if you got some kind of a protein, maybe if not more than one vegetable, and then rice.
Yes.
And you just throw it all together. You'll need some kind of a fat ingredient, like either oil or like butter. Something.
Crisco.
Yes, or Crisco. That's
As
right.
long as you haven't used it all on your own body.
That's right, as a safety precaution.
Or
'Cause you're
just to look
a
good.
delivery service. Yeah, you spread it on your toned thighs
Mhm.
from all the walking you do as a delivery person.
People just look at it and they can't even see because it's so reflective.
Rickster Quickster had some thick thighs,
Thick.
but like
thighs.
muscular thick, like yeah,
He's
like
got-
toned.
I got eyes for them thighs.
That's right. We noticed it when he walked in and when he walked out.
Try to look away, but I got sucked in.
We saw both ends.
Yes.
Anyways, so fried rice, easy to do. You throw it all together in a pot. I mean, it's like the simplest thing. Make sure you cook the meat beforehand. But other than that, boom, you throw it all together, cook it up, you're good to go. You will need to cool that rice if you can. Again, you'll need rice for this. Cook the rice and then cool it in whatever way possible. You could bury it, usually because the ground gets cold.
Very true.
If you live in a cold climate, then it's easy. So, whatever the case, cool it beforehand. Kind of helps make it grainy when you actually put it all together. Separates the rice. Doesn't make it like oatmeal in a sense.
Yep.
You know? Second one, Sly. You got the second one?
So what I like to do when I'm making stew, is especially if you have some of that leftover fried rice. So, I love a good stew with some rice. So you take some of the fried rice, take some of the leftovers, you mix it in there so you get a little bit in every bite. Now I love a good rat stew, as we all do.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you don't have rat, you can find some smaller mice, some other small rodents maybe.
It's important to note, though, the only rodent you should never be eating is bats.
Oh yeah.
As we all know, bats are a main leading cause of coronavirus.
What do you want? COVID-20?
Yeah.
I mean,
Stop spreading that.
You want to get into the 20s and see what happens? I mean, 19 was bad
Idiot.
enough. My goodness. You want an extra special apocalypse? Get out of here.
What is wrong with you
Come on.
people?
So, even though they say bats are kind of like mice with wings, but what are you going to do?
It's true.
So mice are fine to eat, as we just found
As
out.
long as they don't have wings.
Yeah, as long as if they have started growing wings, remove them from the premises immediately.
But definitely take a picture for science.
Yes, and call sanitation union.
Yes.
They want to
immediately.
know.
They need to know.
And you might be brought in for experimentation. I mean, questioning. You
So
might
how
be brought
does-
in for questioning?
So how does stew work? I
Stew.
mean, that's just like based on you make a base.
Yeah.
Right?
So basically, yeah, you get some water. Now, some of the dirtier streams actually make for the tastiest water because of all the extra ingredients they already have in it.
We're getting a thumbs up on that one from Anthony
I
right
know.
now.
This is actually Anthony gave me a little heads up on this. So
That's
this is
pretty
taken
clever.
from a little bit of Anthony's homemade stew. So you take some of that, maybe even some swamp water,
Mhm.
pour that into the thing. Now the thing is, we're gonna be boiling it, right? So you make a nice wood fire, put the pot over a nice wood fire, and just let it boil for 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you really boil the bad stuff out while you still get the good stuff. So you want to make sure you keep those nutritional value that you get with the bugs. Get a good cockroach in there if you're lucky.
Mhm.
It died.
That's protein.
If you're unlucky, it moves a little bit, but that's okay. It's still protein.
Still crunchy.
Put some salt and pepper there, and you got yourself a really good stew. Now, like I said, it really helps if you got some leftover fried rice to pour in there, but if not, it's not bad by itself. Take that and you take some mushroom that you have found to be not bad, and you go ahead and you use that.
That's right. Like you said, with that fried rice, just reuse.
Reuse.
That's how it
That's
works.
the motto of the apocalypse.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Exactly.
Food.
The 3 R's.
Not to be confused with excrement.
Right.
Don't reuse it that way.
Now, I have heard that been saying
Now,
about
you can
people
burn
too.
that, from what I hear.
Excrement, yes. Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Makes decent
outside.
makes
Do that
decent
outside.
fertilizer. You know.
Make sure you do that outside.
Makes fertilizer.
Final one that we've got for you guys: omelets. Now, the likeliness that you have eggs might be pretty low, depending where you're at, depending what's nearby you, depending what kind of animals live in your area.
I was gonna say, or at least chicken and duck eggs.
That's right. That's right. If you're lucky enough to have any kind of poultry, bird of any kind, you've got eggs. Hopefully.
Yes.
I mean, as long as you have a female.
Right. Well, yeah.
that
Usually
can
that
lay
helps.
eggs. If you got males, start chopping heads
Yep.
off of them and cooking it because that's all you're gonna get.
Ain't worth anything.
But if you got some chickens and such, get those eggs, get them together. Again, this is another recipe where you can pretty much throw whatever you want in there. You got some like a half a rat left, chop that up, throw it into this omelet, throw it in with the eggs. Got some. You can take your mixed milk.
Mm.
We all know what mixed milk is, which is that a lot of those dairy companies, they don't have the ability to just grab solely cow milk or solely whatever milk.
Right.
So they kind of just throw whatever milk they can get together. I got a cow, I got a sheep, I've got what else makes milk? I got a whale.
I think anything
So
with nipples
I
makes
could have sworn
milk.
I heard somebody had a whale and was milking the whale. That guy was making bank.
Have you seen the udders on whales?
They're huge.
Huge
I
nips.
can't even imagine how much milk a whale can make in just one sitting.
A whale of a load.
A whale of a lot of milk. That's right. I don't know if people liked it at all or whatever. But anyways, yeah, you churn that or whatever you do to make it into cheese. I've never made cheese before, but I bought it at the market. People have done it. It stinks a lot
Mm.
because it's homemade cheese, there's nothing in there.
They say the stinkier the cheese, the better the cheese. Actually.
Oh, I've loved it.
The finest cheese is the stinkiest cheese.
I'll admit that I'm starting to forget some of the tastes of foods that used to be
That's very true.
pre-apocalypse. But geez, I sure do like the cheese that I'm getting now.
Apocalypse cheese ain't bad cheese.
That's right.
Beats out the government cheese.
That's right. It does. So, anyways, yeah, throw some of that in there. Like I said before, you chop up some veggies, some spices, or whatever you find along the way. I threw in dandelions the other day. That was pretty tasty.
It's good for the immune system as well.
That's right, it is. And boom, you've got flip it, and you got yourself an omelet.
Boom.
You don't even have to add the meat in there because eggs work as a protein.
It is true. Yeah.
So,
It's crunchy. It's
Yep.
creamy. It's delicious.
totally depends on what you put in there, but absolutely.
Yep.
So, anyways, that's our survival tip. Easy post-apocalyptic recipes.
Yeah, I really hope that helps some of you guys out there really struggling with what to make, thinking that I'm sick of eating the same broth, that I've
Same
eaten
garbage.
last week. Yeah, it's like I know Anthony's not, but some of us
He goes to
humans
town.
are.
Although I will say Anthony has found some ridiculously incredible garbage.
That's true.
before. Like I think he found a whole sandwich one time.
I know we've kind of had to stop giving him crap about it because he is not wanting to share any of the good garbage with us anymore.
Yeah, it's true. When we're rude to him, he doesn't like to share, so we
Yeah.
try to be nice.
Try to. He is a raccoon with rabies sometimes.
Gotta be careful. Get those shots in our stomach for a week again.
Worth it.
Seems pretty regular these days. So, anyways, that's what we got for you guys today. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and whatever you're listening to, or else just tune in on the radio like you do every week.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you guys next time. This has been
The
Apocalypse
Apocalypse
Bros.